Zeva. I'm Gaia, your future daughter. Please don't freak out because I look a lot like you. I'm from 2050, your future. And if you receive this, my 1-year attempt to contact your past self has succeeded. Oh, finally. This may seem super crazy for back there in 2019, but as I said in the message, I'm a young engineer with a PhD in neuroelectrical engineering. Our interaction is made possible because of a confidential neurodigital technological invention as a medium that only my small team know. We want to test it out by sharing with specific people we trust about some mundane things that we do on the daily, so you can catch a glimpse of what 2050 is like. I do hope better daily habits of people in your time after this message will hopefully turn around some events that is affecting Earth today in 2050. So please do share the values of this video around. So here's my morning routine for a quick glimpse. When I wake up, the first thing that most people do is to check their personal and work emails. At least somebody who is above 20. Then I usually continue with social media. People will be increasingly obsessed with social media in your future, by the way, kind of zombie-like. However, the one global government, yes, there will be a one global government in the future, we call them the capital, released a new renewable energy regulation on gadget use back in 2040, and our time on social media is automatically limited. This doesn't affect email, search engine, and licensed website access. However, for social media, we can only use 2 hours a day. It's tracked on our phones. We have to use it wisely. But it helps save the battery of our phones, so that's a good thing. The climate has deteriorated in 2050, Zeva. In order for our immune systems to cope, every person is required to consume a super pill on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Babies and younger children consume the syrup version. Here, I'm gulping down not usual water, but it's an organic isotonic drink. This goes with the pill. It balances the ions in our bodies. Without these, we will be very weak, especially whenever outside. By 2050, there are 2 polar opposites, the atheists and the religious plus spiritual. Both polar opposites respect each other and fully coexist because we have learned from the past conflicts that happened on Earth. Majority of people by 2050 are already tired of past belief system clashes or divide and conquer type politics in the mask of belief systems. Indoor pollution is felt than ever before. This is a refillable, naturally fragmented air purifier that effectively lower pollution levels inside. I always change this air purifier twice a week. I always check if the air that day is tolerable without a half-face oxygen mask. You may be familiar with the Paris Agreement, right? Well, that's down the drain. We have failed to substantially reduce CO2 emission levels. Global warming is now 4 degrees Celsius in 2050, as what scientists have unfortunately predicted. One detail though that they got wrong, it's not even the end of the century yet, it's still 2050. On a normal day, the air quality index is approximately 150. This can go up to 300 on certain occasions. And when there are forest fires, for example, of course it will go beyond 300, which is horrible. To check pollution levels, the capital, as the global government, requires every phone to have an operating system called chlorophyll. It has an advanced Siri-like assistant called Optimus. You can ask Optimus for pollution levels. That day, when I taped this, the pollution level was 150. It's safe to go outside without a mask, as long as you consume all required pills and the organic isotonic drink, or else you will randomly faint during the day. This is a household-size H2O plus filter. It is mandatory for every household to have. It is subsidized by the capital. This filter helps filter the water system in houses per housing complex. We refined an old technology that was invented around your time. You may have heard of it. It's scaled up globally now. We turn any kind of urine into drinkable and household-friendly water. The plus in its name, H2O plus, it refers to urine. It helps the final steps of filtration of wastewater from our toilets into drinkable water that connects to taps. Every person in a household can only use 5 liters of filtered water per day in total for all uses: cooking, drinking, and cleaning. All is recapitulated by the filter system and connects via Bluetooth to our phones. So we will know how many liters can each person use in a household and how much a household as a whole can use by the end of the day. Okay, now after getting a bottle of water, I always prepare my breakfast and eat it. Some extra info about water in 2050. water availability fit for consumption is scarce. Frozen freshwater? Forget about it. It's non-existent. River basins or surface water and groundwater? It is highly monopolized by the top 1% of the population. And yes, I'm talking about the powerful families and oligarchs and figures of the rich and famous. It's scarce and it's very expensive. So the rest of us, we consume the filtered urine. But good thing it doesn't taste or smell of urine though. For a breakfast meal, the capital has provided in supermarkets some breakfast meals to choose from that can be bought in bulk. The formula in general is that it's a mix of fortified grains, nuts, and dried insects. Yes, insect farming is now widespread. It uses less land, energy, water, and produces fewer greenhouse gases. Traditional farm animals that haven't gone extinct are only chickens and ducks. A few years ago, a deadly disease went around that killed cows, sheep, pigs, and goats. The remaining chickens and ducks, however, are the delicacy of the 1%. Talking about extinction, you know about the luwak coffee or the civet cat, right? They have gone extinct long before 2050. A journalist supported a worker to become a whistleblower exposing the cruel conditions that luwaks of a giant global luwak company have to face. There was another disease that killed majority of the luwaks who were already violated and the remaining couldn't procreate. This is actually me drinking a luwak-inspired coffee. But there's a catch. So how did I get this version? A company partnered with the people of H2O Plus to create these luwak coffee from, yes, human feces, human poo. Consumers who want this type of coffee have to eat raw, full coffee beans and in 24 hours or whenever ready, take some cupfuls of their feces to this factory to process into the new luwak-inspired coffee. No need to cage living beings, just bring your cups and use your own acids and enzymes. This inhaler is inspired by Vicks. However, this is not menthol. This contains a mini condensed oxygen tank that can help boost your oxygen intake when you're outside not wearing a mask on a 150-ish day like this. Sometimes I wonder what it's like to be living before 2035 when you can eat whatever you want for breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but this is enough for now. It keeps our bodies working in 2050. The super pill is not the only pills we have to take. After breakfast, it's mandatory to take these two. The black one helps absorb any harmful pollution and poisons that exist around us. It helps nourish our lungs. This oval-shaped one helps our brain, especially effective for focus and concentration. After having breakfast, I head to the bathroom. Using a biodegradable wooden toothbrush, I brush my teeth with organic toothpaste. These are soap bars. Because of environmental reasons, plastic tubes are banned. All skincare and toiletries now come in bars like these. This is for my facial wash. It contains natural butters and oils. This is an all-in-one soap bar for the body and hair. It's made out of natural oils, butters, and cinnamon and oats. When I wash my face, I try to limit my water use because the filter system counts it, which I always check on my phone afterwards for updates. You have to be strategic so the water is enough. After washing my face, I give my face a quick massage as an anti-aging ritual. People age faster nowadays. After that, I straightly use the toilet closet to restock for future availability of drinkable water and sometimes also for future luwak-inspired coffee, then prepare to shower. The shower system is also connected to the H2O Plus filter and have to be super wise when showering. To be honest, no one nowadays really shower every single day. It's to save and accumulate enough water for drinking, washing clothes, and cooking purposes. After showering, I change into my clothes. In 2050, everyone recycles and thrifts their clothes. Circular economy is much more effective now. And anyway, there's not much choice, unless you're prepared for impending doom. Except if you are the top 1% of the world, boutiques by luxury brands still exist for their special occasions. These striped pants are thrifted. I don't know its origins, but it's made out of hemp and aloe vera fibers. Aloe vera fibers keep the fabric fresh from body odors, which is really helpful nowadays. This top is made out of bamboo fibers and sea cell. Sea cell also derives from seaweed. Now, a bit about seaweed. So seaweed has managed to survive our polluted oceans where marine animals have all been wiped out. Yes, all. Because of plastic pollution, oil spills, and mercury spills. Well, a few species' DNA have been extracted on time. Some clones of marine animals do exist, such as that of penguins and jellyfish. But everything else is extinct. If I have time, I go online to catch up with the latest news or if anything interesting is on to tune into at Capital TV. If you see anyone wearing fancy camp type of clothes, they are usually just those who work in the entertainment industry with borrowed clothes or those of the 1%. Production is more expensive nowadays. So that's about it. My morning routine 2050. I hope you get a picture of what it's like in 2050. I need to end the video here. And as explained in the email, this file will soon self-destruct. My team and I wish we could find a way to make this video accessible and spreadable for longer or forever when you receive it, but we're not able to do so. So please spread the message verbally and encourage people to live a more environmentally friendly life. Any greener changes count. When you multiply it by millions, that's a lot. Bye, and see you in the future.